Before you can understand corrosion, you must understand what electricity is and how we measure it. The universe consists of energy and mass. Electricity is energy on the move that can be measured using instruments, and mass is anything that can be weighed. Gibbs free energy is a scientific theory that proves that if there is a void, the free energy immediately fills it. This means that there is no such thing as zero energy, and therefore there can be no such thing as negative energy. Confusion arises from the fact that for every force there is an equal and opposite force. This does not mean that there is a negative force. It means that there is another force going in the opposite direction. This toy is called Newton's cradle because it shows gravity adding force to a metal ball that then transfers this force to the next ball, and so on until there is nothing but gravity to act on the final ball. The final ball is propelled against gravity until all its energy is used, and it then falls back along the line of its arc, passing its energy into the ball that is stationary in the cradle, etc., etc. So I am putting energy in this ball by lifting it against gravity. Gravity causes it to fall and puts the energy into the next ball and the next ball, etc., etc. And this ball is returning the energy, and gradually the energy is absorbed and the balls come to rest. There is no negative force in the same way that there is no such thing as a negative house or a negative car. There is either a house or there isn't a house. There is either a car or there isn't a car. To understand corrosion control, we must understand that the electrical force that we are using is direct current and DC electricity, and that this travels from the chemical reaction, and that the equal and opposite force is the electrical charges that we cause to balance the corrosion current. These are not negative forces, but they are forces in the opposite direction, so they cancel out the force resulting from the corrosion reaction. The two important points about this are that there is no possibility of zero, and that all energy is trying to reach equilibrium. The common method of making energy available is through the electrochemical reaction known as corrosion. Dry cell batteries are corrosion cells that release energy from the positive terminal as soon as the circuit is completed to allow the energy to reach equilibrium. we can measure this energy movement as amps using a multimeter, and we can measure the amount of energy as volts, which is a comparison between two amounts of energy. There is no energy in this measuring circuit because the two probes are joined together, which makes the common and the active terminals equal. No energy is in this measuring circuit. If we put a battery in this circuit, the instrument allows us to see the difference in energy between the positive terminal, where the charge is coming from, goes through the meter and comes back to complete the measuring circuit at the negative terminal of the battery. The corrosion that's taking place on the shell, the metal shell of the battery, causes the energy to pass in this direction and through here. There is no zero. This is a positive reading measured against the common, which is made into the zero by the instrument for every measurement. If I change these terminals over, you will see that there is a negative sign. That is because this common is considered as the zero. So this is negative to the zero. There is no such thing as zero potential. And this is vitally important that you understand this before you even start to try to measure corrosion.